in this video, I'm going to help you memorize algorithms more quicker and efficiently by using this method. This method works on most algorithms if you're just trying to learn them. I used it for all OLL and all PLL, but it could work on any other algorithms. So let's get into it. So I'm going to start off with T-perm, which most people learn. We're just going to focus on how that algorithm actually works instead of what it looks like. So let's get into it. So we see that we've got the algorithm shown above. And you can see that the first 4 moves is a trigger we already know. So if we just perform that trigger, we've already done a section of that algorithm completed. Now, the next thing that I used to remember is try and think of it as like a story. What I mean by this, or just moves, just so it can help you imagine stuff. For example, I can take this green and make it into this green thing without this piece. So it's all green and it's contaminating, something like that, yeah? Now we're going to do an F to match these 2 yellow blocks. Bring it all the way up to create a much bigger block on top. You can see how we're just trying to narrow down all these algs by helping memorize what goes where. And now this is the story. We can take this pair and put it next to the white. Now once we bring it down, that's safe. So that when all of the stuff happens on top, like the U move, now once that's all done, we can just take out that pair because it's all safe now. And reverse the F move. So a quicker format, trigger, make it all green, make a yellow bar, contaminate it with a much bigger bar, hide it because of the contamination is spreading, you see. Oh no, it stopped, and then we could just release pair and end with an F. See, once you got that, then if you just keep trying to do it, then eventually it can look something like that. See, that's only for a T-perm, but it works on mostly any algorithms. For example, this one's a short one, it's just a soon. We can remember it as a pair. Coming out, keep going across, but then insert it in a different way. These are all different methods. Now let's just pick anything at random. We're just going to go with, let's go with an H-perm. This is one of the easy ones, and then I'll get into the G-perms, how you can memorize these. So you see that we've got these 2 and these 2 crossing, but we're not going to focus on that. I remember it as an M2. Now, with that M2, we could do a U. M2, U2, M2, U, M2. Now, if you notice about that, is that you can split it up as if it looks like a reverse. So we do M2U, M2. So M2U, M2, U2, and then reverse that. So M2U, M2. So M2U, M2, U2, M2U, M2. That's really easy. It's just like a mirror version of itself. Now let's move on to another more complicated one, such as a G-perm. Now you notice this G-perm can be quite difficult to memorize. So we're going to think of it as some sort of story. Now, I didn't do this for G-perms because I didn't really think of a story. That's only the ones because I couldn't really think of this, but I'm going to make it up on the spot. So it's a bit more developed and advanced, so let's get into it. So I'm going to pretend I'm taking out this pair, like so. So just like that. So just taking out that pair like it's a character. Now we're going to move this pair and kind of like this pair over to put it next to each other. Now you notice, once I do that and then UD, you notice how we've got this yellow block. Now, we know that the next move is going to be an R2. How? Because of it doesn't interfere with this, so it preserves it in a way. Now we're going to use this yellow block to go down, U, and then once we create a square, we're going to create another square, and then make a bar match, down, create more of a square, U, preserve it, so we can do that R2, and then reverse that D. So let's just try that again. So take out the pair, do a UD to put it over here, which also preserves this, so we could do the R2. Then we're going to do U down, keep going to U, but instead of doing the U down again, we're going to do like this to create the square, do U to match it up, down, U, preserve it, so we can do the R2 and then finish it off with a D. Now you can remember it like that, or just anything you can, so it kind of makes it a bit more easier to remember. And then once you're a bit more faster, you can start using muscle memory and you don't need to use that, and you could go straight onto it. So that's the method, which is basically just thinking of stuff that could happen, like thinking of stuff as a character or anything. help you memorize it instead of going looking at the sequence of moves and going and keep memorizing it. Instead, actually doing visual and start just trying to think about where all the pieces are moving, so you could actually put together some sort of story or some sort of stuff which help you memorize it instead of just doing the sequence over and over again. Anyway, that's all for the video, and I hope you see you in the next one.